Āpiti Hono Tātai Hono, tēnā rā koutou, te whānau whānui, pio in our little caravan. And we're on the Ngāpuhi roadshow, and I'm standing up there, right? I'm standing up there on the Ngāpuhi roadshow, doing what I'm meant to be doing, emceeing, and somebody goes, hey, there's a wāhine here that you need to talk to. She had involvement in the design and the āhua of our Tino Rangatiratanga flag, and here she is, tēnā koe. Introduce yourself, please, ngā mihi.
Oh, tēnā koe pio, ko Linda Munn, no Kāritu. Oh.
Kāritu ki te nota.
Aye.
Yeah.
Tūturu.
Yeah, beautiful.
All my bad habits come from up there.
I love it. I know those people there, and yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world. So, tell me, how did this happen? This, tell me about the flag. Tell me about the flag, and then we'll go back to a little bit of the stuff earlier that got you involved in this area with these wāhine.
I was part of a group called Te Kawariki,
yep.
which has Hono, Hilda,
yep.
Mangu Auro, Jan, Dobson. There's heaps of us.
Yeah.
And then the girls, Hilda and Jan, were talking about creating something uniquely Māori in design, and which is visually ours, because we're inspired by the flag of our brothers and sisters from the Rainbow Island, the Aboriginal flag, which was done in 1974. So came up with a design, a way of doing this was to create a competition, threw it out to the motu. I think we had 3 entries in this competition. They all sucked. So it was
entries.
Yeah. So the whole point of having this flag was to unite Māori back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
But so it was put to the wāhine of Te Kawariki to come up with something. Hiraina Marsden came up with a doodle on a serviette at the marae. What she did was her beginnings. Our flag that we have today, the kara we have today, looks nothing like it.
Okay.
So it was a collective process with everyone.
Yeah.
And she may have started it, but I finished it.
Yeah.
So, but as a bit of, when I see it, it's like all our whānau who aren't here anymore, always reminds me of them. Reminds me of the hikoi, our times in wānanga, just really deep. It's more than just a flag,
Oh, totally. The mana of that flag.
It flies itself, plus the tikanga, which upholds the kara, Tino Rangatiratanga, The flag is nothing without the tikanga, which makes it.
Yeah. I don't think, and you're talking about the 80s? Yeah, I don't think I left school in late 70s, so I don't think I was in that space of what you guys were doing then. It's only in the latter years I look back, because that's my Hilda and Hono, they were my whānau anyway.
Yeah.
I look back at the sacrifice, the foresight, and the action that created a whakapapa of a movement towards Tino Rangatiratanga.
I think we had all our other, the likes of Ruakinana, Te Whiti o Rongomai, who's my tupuna.
Yeah.
And I think it was Tamato who really threw down that...
wero.
Yes.
Yeah.
And around, preserving our reo, our culture, everything, And it began with them.
Yeah.
So I always relate them. They're my tuakana.
Yeah.
They still call me Pōtiki.
Yeah.
Because I'll always be the kid.
Yeah, but that's good, because then you get spoiled.
No, they expect you to do all the work.
You're the tono.
And I can do it, though.
Yeah. When you see our flag, how does it make you feel?
When Māori are flying it, I think there's not a Pākehā kupu that can describe what I feel. My puku, it's that kind of pride.
Yeah.
Just making me, and you know, some people, not everyone knows who I am, and I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not
I'll
about
sit
that.
in places and I watch them be so proud to wear it, to fly it, and side by side with he whakaputanga as well, because that's the tuakana to
Yes.
Tino Rangatiratanga
Yeah.
kara.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
You know, because all our tupuna signed that.
Yeah. I see, now that we're talking about it, I see it as a beacon for young, I don't know if that's the right word. I don't care. It's our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as a beacon or a, you know, when you look traditionally at, you know, the flags were taken globally into war. The flags were people that would die under. The flags were so, the mana of the flag is huge. And we needed something to sort of stand under and be represented by. Would you agree?
Yeah, and that was the whole point of creating our own kara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jan and I spent 3 days sewing the first 7 by hand.
For me personally, I'm quite excited about some progress that's been made for within Te Ao Māori, right? I look at our kōhanga kids coming through, and see, when you talk about kōhanga kids, when you talk about business, when you talk about land reclamation, that flag's present at all those things, right?
Well, you have generations who have only ever seen that kara.
Yeah.
They've grown up with it.
Yeah. How do you feel? Do you think, because you're part of a Māori movement, a mover and a shaker, you know, are you sad about where we're going? Do you feel happy, or are you?
In the current climate,
Yeah,
we need it more than ever.
Tikana.
It's a visual. We don't have to say anything. You fly our karas, a kara, and we wear a presence.
Yeah.
I wear my moko kauai,
Yeah.
and I'll sit quietly. I'm a presence.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do. As long as we're upholding our mana with pride, you know, we need to stay strong, keep our feet on the ground, and just get through the next 2 years.
Yeah. You know, there's some people that would find this flag distasteful. But I'm interested in the science of why those people feel like that. Do you have a theory on that? Because I think it's about fear, it's about losing power, it's about ignorance and all those things, which are pretty hard things, but it shouldn't upset you. It should actually spur your curiosity, right?
Well, you know, Māori, we've always been so giving.
Kia ora.
Which is why...
Yeah, maybe a bit too much.
But I think even our own people, in the earlier days of wearing and flying the kara, our own people were insecure about it.
Yeah.
These protest flag, blah, blah. What they didn't understand is that we were making a stand for all of us in a peaceful way.
Yeah.
It's one thing we always said during protests. It's always a peaceful way of having a presence.
Yeah.
You know, you just had offshoot people who would just
lose the plot a bit. Yeah. Because I really love that too.
And being slightly ignorant about what it takes to move as a hapu.
That's right.
Move as a collective.
Yeah, as a strong current.
Thinking.
Yeah.
So my that whole science around why people feel insecure when they see it is because we're going against everything.
Yeah.
We're challenging their mindset, their own cultural mindset.
It's well said.
About, well, you know, the natives are stirring.
Are revolting.
We are revolting.
Beautifully revolting. Yeah. But, you know, the flag also has the power to be unifying.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
If somebody has the vision and the heart to, because many of my non-Māori whānau, I like that. They've done the work. They've moved. You know, when you have a partnership, you're on two sides of the road and you've got to meet in the middle. Okay, many of my non-Māori whānau have met in the middle, and they move forward as true partners, which excites me.
Oh, I was on a panel the other day with a woman called Alice Soper. Her father is some kind of sports journalist.
Oh yeah, Soper was a journalist.
Yeah. Well, his daughter was sitting on the panel with me. Yeah, we're going to go into business and be this comedic duo. fighting racism and gender. But
Was she cool?
yeah, but I have a lot of cool non-Māori
Yeah,
friends.
me too. Whānau to me.
Right. You know, they're not, you know, my mouth will go off, but they're not fazed by what comes out of it.
Yeah.
Because they have a deeper understanding of why.
Yeah, and a relationship with you.
Yeah. But they know their place in Aotearoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm always about putting people in their place.
Yeah.
Even our own.
Yeah, even our own, we have to.
Oh, well, it's just enlightening our own people too that the kara isn't something to be afraid of.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something to be, it's hopeful. It's giving hope to our mokopuna, their mokopuna.
Yeah.
For me, succession's everything.
Yeah.
And keeping our community safe.
One of the things I'm excited about and also really disappointed with is the lack of progress with regard to accurate history from this country being taught in schools, because you can't have partnership without the information and the ability to empathise with other people. And it still isn't happening. And that's why I see your face screwing up, because this government at the moment isn't letting, those things should be a priority.
You know, they still haven't, we had a minister turn up to this gig I was at too.
An army minister or a government minister? Or both?
Government agent.
Oh, yeah, agent.
The Wallace woman.
Oh, yeah. She's from Taupo, Tūwharetoa.
Yeah, she's described as being one of the most powerful women in Aotearoa. She's sitting there in front of all these powerful Māori women who work in corporate business, everyone from Te Kohanga Reo, and then you have these raging activists. There. I was so kind to her.
Yeah.
You know, think, I'll give it, you're a woman, doesn't mean we're joined at the hip though.
Yeah.
Totally different paradigms and minds, you know, worldviews. But
how did that conversation go?
This is how it is for Māori. We'll go, you shared your life around having children and where you started and how you got going. Oh, that's really cool, but don't mean shit to me.
Yeah.
Not relevant. You still get to go home to a house that's got power on, got food in your cupboard. Your kids go to private school.
Do you think it's a bit of a waiata of the white privilege, eh?
Oh, always. Oh, and there's this new brown privilege as well.
Yeah. Stop looking at me like that.
It's my Pradas.
Yeah. I'm your Prada too.
Prada.
See, you got that. Yeah.
I'm smart.
Yeah.
Not stupid.
Yeah.
But I think that's the other thing too, is they underestimate our people about how clever we are, how switched on we are.
Yeah.
Just some of our whānau, when you get beaten down a lot, time after time, you don't see the world is not as clear as it should be for you.
Your lens
and
is
that's
not.
what the whole, you know, like having something like this, just connecting our whānau back.
Yeah.
You know, they live in places that's not their own, or they've come through the system, state care, whatever. So I think, this kind of wānanga is really, really important.
Yeah. And our room was full. You know, and not only Ngāpuhi, I mean, this is for everybody. You know, one guy from Tūwharetoa drove all the way from Taupo with his Ngāpuhi, beautiful Ngāpuhi wife, and says, I want to support my wāhine. He says, come on in, bro, he Māori koe. You know, it's not about that. I think to sum our kōrero up, because you didn't answer the question, I think you need to go into politics, young lady. You were born into politics. Māori politics.
I'm going into stand-up.
Are you?
No.
No. What are your dreams for the future?
To still be a good warrior.
Yeah.
And still work at grassroots. But one thing I've learned about being Ngāpuhi is on the ground. I come from tūpuna who had strategies that, hey, we invented warfare. You know,
warfare. Yeah.
Rua peka peka.
Yeah.
Which I'm part of designing a po up there.
Wow.
Because that's what I do too.
Yeah.
As a designer.
Awesome.
But I'm more about community. And I work really hard to keep our mamas and babies alive.
Yeah.
Free from DV.
Yeah.
The rest of it, addiction, mental health.
Yeah.
So I do lots.
Mm.
And I like the idea of going into comedy.
Yeah.
Because we do it. It's a natural thing for Māori
Yeah.
to laugh in the face of adversity and grief. We laugh, we cry,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
it keeps our hearts full.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd go and smash everyone over.
Yeah.
Or like some of us do. And then we all end up in jail and places we shouldn't be.
That's right. And our whānau suffer, and that's not what we're
Can't
about.
have it. Can't have that.
Our whānau have
No
to
more.
be strong.
No.
Hey, look, I'm so pleased you came today. And e mihi ana kia koe mō o mahi rangatira. And even though we've never met, I'm sure the next time we meet, we're going to have a off-air, awesome afternoon together.
Yeah, let's go book a theatre and I mean, if Hori can do it, you and I can do it. And we're Ngāpuhi.
Yeah.
We're funny.
Yeah.
But kia ora, koutou. Thank you so much for